This is going to be a short video. It's not going to have a microphone or any special stuff. I figure I will come here for a second, let you know that I'm still alive, that I'm still kicking, that I'm still planning on creating content. I'm going to be out of town for 5 days next week, and that has to do with work, not my job, but my company. And so once I get back from that, I'm going to decide how I'm going to make this work. For those of you who don't know, hubby got laid off right after I got the job. By the way, today's my 30-day anniversary. And now he's working more than an hour away from home, which means he needs the car. And my daughter and I have to figure out transportation to and from work. That means buses and trains and all that kind of stuff until we get sorted, but that's not why I'm making this video. I was watching YouTube, as one does, and popped the scene of, I believe it's Iron Man 2. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna say Iron Man 2 because I don't remember seeing this. And I know for a fact I saw Iron Man 1 and I saw the rest of the stuff. I did not see Iron Man 2. So I have a feeling this happened on Iron Man 2. Anyway, the bottom line is he was asked to watch some content that his dad and go through some stuff that his dad had left. And there is a scene in this movie where Fury is telling Tony that his dad was very proud of him and all this other stuff, and he thought that he would save the world, blah blah blah. And he's like, no, my dad doesn't think that at all. My dad couldn't wait to get rid of me. He sent me to boarding school, blah blah blah. At which point Fury says, you don't know your dad like I did. And so there's this video where the dad is trying to make, I guess, some sort of promotional piece or something. And all of a sudden, he starts talking to the camera and says, Tony, you're too young to understand this, but blah, blah, blah. And basically, he tells him, my best creation is you. And I started bawling like a little girl. And I'm like, oh my God, movies, I hate this, blah. And I started thinking about it. Here's the thing. I know I make a lot of jokes about getting old and I'm 57 and all this other stuff. I'm very much aware that my parents were in their 80s when they passed away. Regardless of medical condition, they were in their 80s, which means I have good 20, maybe 30 years left, depending on who you ask. Let's cut that in half and say I have 15 years left. 15 good years. Now I have surprised myself because I'm working 30-hour weeks on my feet. Walking pretty much, I'm walking so much that the Fitbit is actually going over 10,000 pretty much every day at work. So I am moving enough. And I find myself doing things that I didn't think I could do because of how bad flare-ups are. But I also realized that when I'm working, I'm not thinking about IBS. So it proves my theory that IBS is in my head, not just the way people think. Meaning, I'm not making it up, but it is stress related, and stress is a head game, basically, in my opinion. But I also think I started crying in that scene because one of the biggest issues that I've always had is I've always felt like I was a failure to my parents. Because I'm not dumb. I'm not trying to say I'm a genius, but I'm very smart. And I never did anything revolutionary for... And if you think about it, I did, because my sister and I are college graduates in our little side of the family. And most of the people, I believe in my dad's side of the family, there were no college graduates. In my mom's side, there were, because I had a couple of aunts that were teachers. I had, I think one of them was a nurse, or no, my cousins were nurses. Bottom line is, we had a couple of people that graduated from college on my mom's side, and they were women, not the men. Although I do have an uncle that was that they graduated from college as well. I'm not sure about the other one, but I know one of them did. So anyway, the bottom line is, ironically, the poor family, which is my mom's, had several college graduates. My dad's side, which were the people that were supposed to have the money, they didn't have. I don't think any of the brothers or the two sisters were college graduates. And in my little niche of the family, the boys didn't graduate from college, the girls did. Both my sister and I did. So we were kind of like different in that sense. I do have master's level courses. I don't know if my sister started a master's at any point. But the bottom line is that, you know, when you're a parent, you expect your kid to be better off than you are. And there are many times when I sit here and I think, you know, to give you an example, I just finished counting the pennies on my penny jar. Not the pennies, the change in my change jar. I use that change for a reason. But I was counting the pennies because I need to go to work tomorrow and I need $2 and I don't have $2 in cash. So I was trying to find enough change. This happens every day before payday. I am running around looking for change all over the house. And I'm tired of being in that spot, to be honest with you. I'm tired of having to go and ask my sister for money or ask you all for money on donations and tips and whatnot. This is not fun. This is not entertaining. This is not a lifestyle. Even though if you listen to some haters, they might think, oh, she's just scamming. Listen, if I was scamming, I would have a car, make and model of the year kind of situation. I would definitely dress better. And I would have a personal trainer and a chef so I could get rid of the weight. And I could get rid of all the medical ailments that bother me. So when you're listening to people talking about people that create content on social media, pay attention. They're projecting, maybe, I don't know, or maybe they have sour grapes because somebody fooled them on social media. But the bottom line is that you can very easily tell if somebody is really rolling in the dough or if they're just scraping by. It's really funny because one of the things that people brought up all the time is, well, she buys books and makeup, and I'm sitting there like, what do you think I use for that? I use credit cards for that, which are all maxed out at the moment, which is one of the reasons why I thought this job was going to be so great, because I could start paying them off. Bottom line is this. I don't know about you, but I feel like I failed my parents. And they're dead now, so I can't do anything that they're going to be able to watch in real time. I don't know if you can see what your family does from the great beyond. I don't know. I don't care. Bottom line is this. I can tell you that I'm tired. I'm tired of being mediocre. What does that mean? I have no idea what that means. I mainly wanted to stop and make this video because I wanted you to know that there will be days when you feel mediocre. And it's okay. I mean, it's part of life. I don't care how successful you are as a person. There might be days when you feel like you're just scraping by. And that's a fact of life. So take it from somebody that feels mediocre 90% of the time, but is finding herself doing things that she didn't think she was ever going to be able to do again. And don't get me wrong, I'm in pain from my eyeballs all the way to my feet. Actually, from my hair all the way to my feet. I'm just getting by because I'm doing whatever I have to do to get to where I want to go. And sometimes that's all you can do, is just barely grin and bear it, because you can barely make it through the day, but you know there's something down the road, which is why you're doing all of this for. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye.